footage.
We'll pretend like the.
5, 4,
5 what? He's counting really fast. He's what?
Wow, that was a really fast.
And I have an ad.
Well, that was a great intro. Congratulations, Dan. That was a
That's a great intro. For people that are watching the replay edition, that was a phenomenal intro. We want to give credit. I want to give props to whoever saw that introduction.
Yes,
of course,
absolutely.
Everybody who's watching right now is probably seeing an ad anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And I made the intro with enough space. So knowing there was going to be like a 4-second ad, 5-second ad, so the intro would be playing right now, technically speaking, for anybody watching it live. So,
it's loading.
It's loading. But
do you want to make it through your machine?
Do I want to do what through my machine? He's asking like risque information. Do I want to?
You want to make it with your machine?
Make it with my machine.
I want to make it with your machine.
Risque.
Yes.
I want to.
Well, you know what? Actually, this could be part of the bit. This could be part of the bit because I am kind of like So I downloaded something illegal and it's not playing in Glenn's machine. Now you're saying I could play it in my computer. We could put it.
You could play it in Glenn's machine.
The camera and you have volume on there, and the mic's right there.
I could do that, and we could. Do you think we're going to get kicked off the air though if we play this footage?
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
I don't know. QCE News has not yet been kicked off the air.
That's
the stuff that
true.
they show.
Because I can put it into my computer, put it through the computer, put it through the camera.
That's your choice.
We can play this thing.
This is the stuff that should have happened at 9:20.
It should have happened. No, but this all works though because this will all tie into it. Because I downloaded a movie that's not out in the theaters yet.
Soon to be out in the theaters.
Soon to be out in the
Very
theaters.
highly anticipated.
I was going to give an advance preview to all our fans out there who are tied in right now and anybody that's interested in seeing footage of the Avengers. We've talked about the Avengers on previous episodes and things like that. So I know when we've had Kendra on the show, when we've had other guests on the show, we've geeked it out. So I think we can world premiere.
Yeah, I guess the best part is just put it on my lap and.
Am I going to walk over there and plug in? Is that what I'm going to do?
Oh, you could just play. Use it.
Yeah,
play it right.
Is he gonna? Are we gonna? Am I gonna? He's gonna put the camera on the computer. Is what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do that, and then Matt's going to take the official footage later for people who want to download the show and see a high-def version of it, is what's going to happen. And hopefully IPM Nation does not get shut down because of this.
I'm very excited now.
So just bear with me for a minute because I'm going to put the movie on.
We'll load that up for everybody.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be our intro, but is now 2 minutes into this episode.
Give me a moment. So, all right.
While he's doing that, we've got the Amsterdam guys, and we've got Matt from Lemonster in the chat room, but we also we have at least 2 or 3 more that aren't in the chat room that are just watching right now. I'd just like to thank everybody who's tuning in right now. If you were just watching the Peter White Show or listening to the Peter White Show, we want to thank you for sticking around. We always have fun with those guys. It's just other than the 3 people in this room who always log into the chat room.
Is this the most ghettoist way of doing this?
I think so. Yeah,
it is ghetto. But we're gonna. This is probably the epitome of bootlegging because it's almost like we're the guy in the theater with a camera.
Yeah.
But we'll do it. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And
the basement version.
It's the basement version. And for people out there, again. You can get the podcast later, download later. You'll get the high definition version of this, and I apologize for being such a shitty show.
Well, yeah.
So am I putting it on the table? We're gonna angle on this.
Last week it was just you, me, and a couch, and it was a fantastic episode. We're gonna move a microphone over.
We probably had our best show ever.
With just the
it was good.
All right,
actually.
now you're zooming in. So are we getting a good view of the laptop screen?
I'm already in to do it.
All right, you ready?
You're in? Okay.
Are we seeing it good? Are we going to see it? Is everything looking good? All right.
That it?
The angels are coming for you, but listen, your life could depend on this.
Alrighty.
Anyone who shows up.
All right.
That's gonna be our special guest tonight. Is anybody who
That-
wants to
Anybody
show up.
shows up.
All right.
Well, you
that's-
missed it Friday when we did Roulette at Large Gone Global with Glenn R.J. Roulette, New Hampshire's very own Glenn R.J. Roulette. Matt from Lemonster in the chat room actually joined us live here in the studio.
Matt showed up live.
He
huh?
did.
Good guess.
Yes,
It-
it was very exciting stuff. Much more exciting than the intro.
By the way, for anyone who wants to see that again, that's gonna. Are you gonna give me that?
I will give it to you so you can have. So we'll have the
That-
high definition version.
Yes,
'Cause
that's
I think
going
some
up.
people might have missed some of the actual
Yes.
subtitles that were happening.
So we're gonna put that up on the VE page on IPMNation.com.
For anybody who didn't
That
notice
does-
that
I
Paul
can-
Lynn was Loki.
And
It'll
by
be-
the way, I
it'll
don't
be
care
up-
what anyone says. Anything with Paul Lynn is fucking hilarious.
And I don't want to take.
And
I
it
did not
is.
make the video. Just I don't want to take credit
Yeah.
for that. I did
Right.
not make the video. That actually was something
Copyright
that
some guy on the internet.
It's some
who
guy
has
on the
too much
internet
time.
who had too much time. It was something that I had found the footage online.
We have a
so-
request from Amsterdam to play it again, please. We'll play it later.
I'm gonna put it. If you give me the disc now, Dan, I can put it
Yeah.
up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that
I'll
was
I'll have it up in minutes.
that was
Yeah.
quite awesome.
sheer minutes.
Sheer minutes.
So it is on YouTube. The guy has it posted as the Avengers 1978 trailer. I actually being a you know,
Sorry, my sister is watching. She says, "Paul motherfucking Lynn."
and
Gotta love
I
that.
actually learned about it because they have the Kiss appearance on there. I learned about it on one of the Kiss
I enjoy-
fan pages.
I enjoyed the random Alan Alda. That
That's
was,
all
Oh,
I-
he's Hawkeye.
that
That's,
was
that's, you know,
yes.
But that's the
That was great though.
well, that was the thing. It was I saw it on Kiss Fact, which is a Kiss site that I'm on all the time. They had linked it on there and gave props to this guy who had created it and said, you need to see this trailer, this fan made trailer. There's another really funny fan made trailer out there where they have the introduction to Friends, and it's the Avengers cast to the theme of Friends.
That's awful.
And we got to pull that one up too. I almost put that
That's-
on the
that's-
beginning too.
that makes
It's
me
the
cry a
whole thing.
little.
But they took footage with
This
all
is-
the different cast members.
This is how it shows up on my.
Well, that's
That's-
the entry. That's the beginning.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
that menu.
Oh.
Because the second video is the one that I'm going to play at the end because
Oh,
this
gotcha.
is Killer Charisma. If anybody out there in the viral world, if you've heard Killer Charisma yet, We're gonna play Killer Charisma. We'll probably have to do it that bootleg way as well at the end because Glenn's machine doesn't play my DVD for some reason. But
Glenn's machine does not like
yeah.
your disc.
Because the bootleg.
Glenn doesn't
Your
like. He
disc
doesn't
is
like my type of
defective.
disc. My disc is.
I don't know what that means.
But,
I really don't. So that was awesome. That
So I give props to the guy. I don't know who the guy was, but it was
to,
something
to
that
throw in Alan Alda, Kiss, Paul Lynde.
It was, and the only nitpick thing was the Thor was from a Hulk movie from the '80s, and that was one of the things people were complaining about because it was supposed to be from the late '70s.
Yeah.
But still, it was.
That
The
was
guy
hilarious.
who took the time to do that was hilarious. And again, I don't want to be a Paul Cormier and take credit for something that was not
Right.
mine.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
for the record.
Good man.
Thank you very much for that. And for that, we wish Peter White a
And for
very
all
happy birthday.
and for all we know, it could have been Paul Cormier that created that.
Yeah,
but
it's
no.
true.
Well, there's nothing about
We're talking
Manchester
about,
in it.
Yeah,
we're talking about
that's true.
somebody who has Windows Movie Maker and plenty of time on their hands. So,
But I think all of us appreciated it, and that was one of those things where I saw it, and I know our fans and the people in this room would appreciate the humor of that. And,
Yeah,
and what it was.
absolutely. I
So.
think that would. I think Kendra L. Saunders would have loved that.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That.
We got to get her back on the show.
But like I said, if you see the one that says, look on YouTube and look under Avengers and Friends and see that one too, because that's really funny too.
I'm gonna
Because
have to look at
they've
it now.
taken movies that all the cast members have been in also, so you'll see like other like
like a
scenes.
young Robert Downey Jr.
Well, like you'll have like somebody like Robert Downey Jr. in a coffee shop though, like a scene with him in a coffee shop. So it looks like you have Iron Man and Tony Stark is in a coffee shop, so it fits. So they kind of make the
Yeah.
Avengers and
Tony
a
Stark
cheesy
from Soap Dish.
90s.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good one too that they were out there doing.
Oh.
But yeah, from what I understand, from what I've heard, and this is something I was talking to you guys before we came on the air, the Avengers is out there in the BitTorrent world.
Of course it
Somebody
is.
leaked it. Marvel and the movie studios are out there telling people that if you're caught downloading it or caught like distributing it, you're going to be arrested and put in jail because they're afraid that if you watch this bootleg out there, that they're going to lose ad revenue. They're going to lose the money for people going out to the theaters to see this movie. They're really afraid that they're going
Which
to.
we have those movie passes.
You won't, but we can't see it in 3D.
You and I have
we
to bring a
can't-
date.
and we can't see it. Can't see
See
it
it
in
in
3D,
IMAX, and we can't see it in 3D.
see it in IMAX. But
Is there? And really, it's the only one that I've seen lately that.
and
I
that one,
actually wanna
and
go
you
see.
can't see that. We have to wait weeks because you can't use passes probably when it first comes
Oh,
out too. It's
no.
one of those.
No.
So people probably. So I don't know anybody in our audience who have seen it yet because I guess it came out on the BitTorrent a few weeks ago. So if anybody out there's seen it, I already know some spoilers because I'm one of those geeks that have looked on the internet.
Yeah.
But if anybody's seen it already, if they have good or bad reviews,
See, and I probably don't want to see it yet because I still haven't seen Thor.
really,
It's
okay.
just my own personal thing. I haven't seen Thor, and I haven't been introduced to their version of Loki.
Okay.
So
I still haven't seen Superman Returns. So
Really?
should I be able
with
to?
Brandon
No,
Routh,
I'm just kidding.
Ruth.
Can I not see the movie yet? I haven't seen it.
We have a request from somebody in the chat room to ask Glenn if he is a Sith Lord. I don't know where that came from, but
He is a Sith
I'm
Lord.
starting to see a connection, and I see him coming out of his office.
He is a
I don't know what.
Are you a Sith Lord?
A Sith Lord?
It's
if you're a
a
Sith
Star
Lord,
Wars
but-
reference.
No.
No.
Star Wars!
All right. The answer to that is no.
My sister would understand that.
Although there was something 3D coming out of Glenn's pants, I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God.
That's a lightsaber.
There was a
Uh,
lightsaber. He had a double-ended lightsaber coming out of Glenn right there.
So before we lose the Amsterdam guys at 10 o'clock, because they always tend to leave us at
Uh-huh.
around 10 o'clock, we'd just like to say their 100th episode of Amsterdam is coming up, and we'd like to say congratulations on that 100
Mhm.
fantastic episodes. I don't know if you guys are counting the one that Manetti was hosting with Romanos that
The
lasted
2-second
about
one?
3
Yeah.
minutes. I guess that would be like 100.3 episodes. But we want to say congratulations. If you would, of course, we'll be available if you guys are doing like a Christmas type episode,
A special 100th
a special
episode.
100th episode. We'd be happy to participate. And speaking of participation, good friend of Amsterdam, Charlie Sherman, who's one of the executive directors over at New Horizons in New Hampshire. He is, well, the whole New Horizons gang over there is setting up a Walk for Hunger. It's going to be their 22nd annual New Horizon Walk Against Hunger. you can go to New Horizons for New Hampshire or newhorizons4nh.org. Just go to that site. You can register to walk and to sign up for donations. The Amsterdam crew will be walking on, I believe they have a team set up already, so you can actually walk with their team. The three of us have been invited. I think I'm doing my hair that day, but you're available, right?
Are we not going to commit to their walk? We got to walk for the hunger. We got to, because they're going to feed us.
I will
right?
commit
They're
for
gonna,
a free t-shirt.
They're gonna
For
feed
a
us.
free
Now wait a
Amsterdam
minute.
t-shirt.
We got to bring something up. Now I know. Now you said Ryan said something tonight on the show that he got mugged and he didn't talk about it, right?
Oh.
No, there
No.
really wasn't a lot of talk
All right.
about that.
Now wait a minute though. When did he get mugged? Was it prior to Wednesday?
Uh,
What the hell is that? There's somebody telling us they're home.
Fucking Ustream commercials.
Now wait a minute though.
Sorry. No,
'Cause
actually, I'm not
he-
sorry. Fucking
Because
Ustream
Ryan
commercials.
Ryan promised you a T-shirt on Wednesday. Has he delivered that
Ah.
T-shirt?
Did my T-shirt get mugged?
Well, I'm wondering
I'd
though.
be very
If,
upset.
did he get mugged prior to Wednesday? And did the mugging, was it the T-shirt that got taken? Is what I'd like
Probably.
to know. Because I
Because
don't
it's an
want to.
innocent victim.
I don't want to.
That T-shirt did nothing to you.
I don't
people.
want to be a DJ Paul and start going. You see what happens? He makes promises and he doesn't fulfill those promises.
He left his phone in his father's car and didn't bring me my T-shirt.
I don't want to be a
So,
DJ Paul right now.
you know.
TJ Paul. DJ Paul.
A T-shirt Paul.
I never want to be a DJ Paul.
So anyway,
All right.
now that we got that off your chest,
yes.
because you couldn't wear a T-shirt on your chest that said Amsterdam.
Nope.
So if we're gonna do this,
I have
walk,
to wear
though,
one that says, "I'm for Glenn."
Are we?
Thank
gonna,
you.
Yeah. You're gonna. Can we all wear Glenn
He's
shirts?
in our new broadcast booth, which is basically his office.
Keeps him
We
now,
just-
which is
we're
nice.
lazy. We don't want to bring out the portable
No,
studio.
but that's nice now because now he can actually be within that legal distance that he's supposed to be away from us now
Yes.
because
Mhm.
we do have that restraining order.
Yes, indeed.
Now, if we do this walk, are we going to get T-shirts for that walk? Are we going to all wear team T-shirts so people know who we're
I
representing?
don't know. I would assume, or unless we actually have to raise money. I'm not good.
Now,
at
wait a
that.
minute. Are they expecting? Wait a minute. I got to find this out though. If we're doing this walk with them, do we have to bring money with us? Do we have to give them money to walk?
I don't want to get mugged
Like,
while
we're
I'm
trying-
walking.
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm-
true. If we're gonna be walking in
Yeah.
Manchester, we might get mugged.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Is the walk in Manchester? Like, where is the walk?
Oh, yeah, registration T-shirt pickup. All right.
Oh, okay. Wait. So there is a T-shirt. Okay. Well, there we go.
And
So
that
there's a
is
T-shirt.
Sunday, May 20th, Veterans Memorial Park, New Hampshire. Manchester, New Hampshire.
But if
excuse
we
me.
join their team, we basically we're raising money with them, right? So we're helping
Yes.
raise the money as
we're
a
helping
team.
raise money for Amsterdam.
Okay, as a team, we
Yes.
all do it. So we can all help as a team.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that doesn't mean we
I mean,
actually
and
have to.
it's, the money's not going to Amsterdam.
Well, we
it's
know that goes to
Manchester's
Hungary.
Team, Amsterdam's team for the.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're not expecting like Matt Connerton, the guy that owns and operates a global internet radio site
It's a
which
conglomerate.
makes
He's a mogul.
thousands upon thousands hourly. He's not expected to come in to this walk with a briefcase full of money.
No.
They're not looking
Well,
for that.
I would be mugged.
Of course. So
Yeah. I need a new TV as well.
oh, is that the real reason?
Yep.
Are they
Actually,
saying
we
that-
need we need to pay for the equipment here at the QCE News Studio. So maybe we could do a little like if you donate $10 will go to the QCE
How much really
News
goes
Studio.
to the hungry?
Not enough.
Not enough goes. to
Not
the
enough.
Hungry? All right.
That's my serious moment.
That is true.
I'm taking a lot of it. I'm taking a huge chunk.
Can we bring sandwiches instead of cash? I mean, can we
Would you-
barter for the hungry?
In my head, I see you walking around with a sandwich going, sucks to be you, doesn't it?
So you're hungry, huh?
Yep,
That's
Here's
a damn
the
good
crumb.
sandwich. Like no, but
Well, it might be a good motivator.
yeah.
that's true.
Somebody-
Here,
somebody-
follow me. No,
some-
follow the
Here you
sandwich.
go. Wait a minute. Here's what I'll bring. We'll go to the walk. I will bring sandwiches and applications for employment.
Oh, good idea. Yes. What's that?
Wow.
Teach a man to fish and he'll
Yes.
eat every day or something.
Yeah, something like that. Come on.
Bring in an application.
Why not?
Bring one to my job.
can I bring one in?
Yep,
There you go.
you most certainly can. We have the
Who waters the plants?
who waters the plants?
Which plants? These fake ones that we were surrounded by, or
Yeah.
question is who uses the Windex on them? Is what I'd like to know.
Who dusts them? Dusts. That's a funny
Dust.
word.
Anywho,
We have
People-
the Stacy Doug Jack, as we call it, because my sister Stacy and my brother-in-law Doug paid for it.
yes.
The Magic Jack for QCE News and for IPMNation.com, specifically Verbal Ejaculation and Roulette at Large Gone Global, because we're the only two shows that use it currently. If you want to call in during our live show, which tonight is April 29, 2012, it is 978 702 9952. That is 978 702 9952. Give us a call if you want to chat online with us. Sith Lord. Are we pissing off the Sith Lord? Can he feel a disturbance? We
I see him more as like, sitting there with his robes, coming in, going, "Listen, guys, don't use my magic jack." Sorry.
What's he gonna do? I say he'll probably shut off our internet. He could do that.
You can pull the plug
but
of the
we
whole
get-
show.
yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's true.
He's-
What can he do?
He's in the room.
Jake?
He can control everything right now.
So speaking of phone calls and everything, Dan and I talked to our friend Slicko from Team
Yes.
Happiness
Now,
last
Matt, have
week.
you heard the update about Slicko? Did you listen
Yes,
to the show?
yeah, I
last
did.
week?
Yes, and he's homeless apparently.
That's
what
what
he's-
we
that's what he said.
heard.
You
The
sound
question came up:
skeptical.
does he have a vehicle that he sleeps in?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Does Slicko have a vehicle? No, the question I had, I don't know, were we talking about this on air or was this after the air? Because I don't know if we were still talking on the air. Like, he has friends in the hip hop community, and I was just trying to figure out. He was talking about how he was whoring himself out, or that was his plan, that he wanted
Yes.
to whore himself out.
And Matt in the chat room says that we talked about this on air, and I
Yeah, okay.
believe we did. Yeah.
So he has like isn't there more than one person in Team Happiness? Where his partner in Team Happiness? Wouldn't you think his partner in crime would be like, "Hey, I don't want my bestest buddy here to be out whoring himself, getting a different disease." You know what I mean? Don't you
Doesn't
think?
sound like much of a team, does
That's
it?
why I'm
Nope.
saying there's not a lot of happiness going on in Team
Somebody
Happiness.
put an
there.
I in team.
That's
That's
yeah,
right.
true. That's and I was kind of concerned by that, and I just thought it was kind of weird because, and I'm not dissing him in any way, and if he is homeless, I feel bad for him. But while we were talking to him on that short phone call, he had a guy in the back going, "Word up, yeah."
Yeah.
I mean, every time he said something, the guy in the back was going, "Yeah, mad props to this, yeah." So who was that guy?
Well, that could have been another homeless person.
Do you think maybe he was hanging out with like another like cool homeless
He
guy?
could have
It
been
was just
true.
kinda like-
He
He
might
probably
have been
doesn't
a-
have a cell phone.
He was probably calling from New Horizons.
That could be. Well,
Yep.
Is there
Or
New
maybe the
Horizons in Dover?
Maybe the homeless guy thought that he was actually on a legitimate radio show.
Is that what it was? 'Cause-
Hey, props
Because-
up
and
to the
then-
Dover homeless.
And then Slicko was going on about how there was somebody that dissed us one night that he was giving mad props to. Some DJ wacky
Oh, that's M-Dot.
M dot.
M-Dot and Slicko had beef,
Yeah.
which is why, and it was a big hit on IPMNation.com at the time, the song M-Dot Has No Balls.
Okay.
M. No balls. That's
Yes.
where it came
But
from.
apparently
All right.
they've now made up, and M-Dot once again
Now,
is
why doesn't M dot
free to have balls.
bring Slicko into his home? If
That-
they made up,
I don't know. I mean, if M-Dot has balls, he should bring him.
He should bring him in. Like, you know what? And
Share his home, share his
know,
balls.
and I, we did say that we would do whatever we can to, we're bringing it out on
We're
the air
doing.
saying
We're
if he needs.
apparently volunteering for this walk for hunger.
Can we do it for Slicko? Can we, can we do the walk for Slicko in a way?
Why don't you bring
Can
one
we-
of those
Can
sandwiches
we,
for
can we,
Slicko?
can we dedicate our walk, can we dedicate at least 25 feet of that walk to Slicko?
Yes, we can.
Can we at least do that?
Yes,
Can we
we
say
can.
that we're going to do that? Like, it just, and not that we're going to give any, because the proceeds don't go to Slicko, because he's not associated with New Horizons as we know of right now. So I don't think he's registered with New Horizons, because I don't
Probably
think,
not.
no, because he's up in Dover bad mouthing KFC and bad mouthing his ex-girlfriend. And I mean, he's homeless by
Shooting
choice.
porn.
He was homeless by choice because he even said he went in and threw himself out of his own house.
Yeah, he
basically.
grabbed 2 bitches and all the beers that were in the fridge.
Yeah, and told his girlfriend to
bitches?
go to hell. Yeah,
Where are the
Yeah, where are
bitches?
the bitches? How come they, and it just, I don't know. It just seemed like a weird, I don't know, because it seemed, wasn't it last week you guys called him and he was shooting a porn movie?
Yes.
Yes.
And then this
And
week,
where are the porn
last,
bitches?
last week he's now homeless.
Yeah.
Which just leads me to believe that if you get into porn, you become homeless.
Mm-hmm.
which means it is the work of the devil. So maybe Rick Santorum was right.
Did Ron Jeremy spend time being homeless,
He might have.
or did he just live under that huge cock of his?
Who knows?
Like, he
Maybe
uses
that's
an
what Slicko
umbrella.
could do. Maybe Slicko could become friends with Ron Jeremy.
And live under his cock.
Live under his cock.
Mm.
That could be it. You know, I speaking
Write
of,
his memoirs like I lived under Ron Jeremy's cock.
speaking of big cocks.
The Slicko story.
You know, speaking of big cocks.
Why, thank you.
Let's talk about Glenn R.J. Ouellette for a minute. Anyway, so you know, I'm an O'Reilly supporter, right?
I
I'm
kind of
somebody
get the feeling that we're going to lose our
I'm
privileges here at QC News Studios.
I'm somebody that, you know, I support Bill O'Reilly, and I'm a big fan of Bill O'Reilly. But there was recently an episode of Bill O'Reilly that has to, like, be... I don't know if he's serious or not. But he is now, one of his episodes recently, he's decided that impressionable youth should not watch Glee without their parents in the room.
Oh.
Because if you watch Glee, because I guess I don't watch Glee. I've watched one episode of Glee in my entire life.
You only
And-
watched the one because it pushed
with-
you to being gay.
It made me like want to suck a cock so badly that I could never watch Glee ever again.
I'm
And
gonna have to
I
watch
was
Glee
like,
with you.
know, but I guess with O'Reilly, he had an episode where there's a character on Glee that he wants to be a woman, or there's some type of like
Oh, it's one of their
there's-
rival schools. There's a African American teenager who wants to be called Unique, and he enjoys performing
creative.
as a woman.
okay.
Unique is his
That's
alter
his
ego.
stage name or his
Yeah.
fantasy name. Well, O'Reilly went on a little bit of a like part of his segment was talking about this unique character and that the youth of America today are going to be watching this, and if they don't have parents sitting next to them explaining to them that this is only a TV show, that they may themselves become transgendered, become transvestites, or even become the gay, according to what he was saying.
Isn't he shooting himself in the proverbial foot for
Being a Fox show.
being a Fox News
being a Fox
correspondent,
News show.
saying things or
Against a Fox show.
disparaging a Fox show?
One
I
of
mean,
the hit
granted,
Fox shows.
Fox
but-
shows make fun of Fox News
Yes.
all the
Oh, of
time.
course.
The Simpsons
And-
are
yeah.
well. He had a beef with the Simpsons last week.
Yeah. Oh, did he have a beef with the
Mhm.
Simpsons? Well, the
Well-
Simpsons have always had Smithers, which is an openly. Well, it's always been a
It's
joke.
not
He's
that.
not really gay.
It's not
but
that.
he's-
Remember when you were over for last week's episode? They had the Fox 25th anniversary
Yeah.
special. They re-aired the pilot of The Simpsons,
Mhm.
where they get Santa's little helper. At the very end, they said, "We'd like to thank everybody at Fox, with the exception of Fox News."
I
Or,
saw
like,
that,
all the great
yeah.
programming, with the exception of Fox News.
Yeah.
And they always make fun of Fox on that too. Fox News.
Yeah.
In fact, they did a montage during the 25th anniversary special of all of the cartoon and actually every
we were
drama
watching
and
that.
comedy
Yeah.
making fun of Fox. So
It just, but it is kind of funny that you know, he does get a pass, like, you know, because Murdoch isn't really going to care
no,
that,
Bill
people-
O'Reilly still has the ratings over CNN and MSNBC every night at
He
8
does.
o'clock.
He does. And it just, but I saw that segment and I was just kind of like, he is kidding, right? He is joking. This has got to be a joke because I take his segments, a lot of them tongue in cheek, some of them. And some of them I listen to him and I'm like, he's got a good point there. But this was like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, because this is really like, you're not going to turn gay watching Glee. You got to be joking, because there is the big joke. If you watch Glee, you're going to turn gay, because I mean that's a joke. I mean, because
And let's face it,
it's-
if you watch Glee religiously like
Yeah.
I do, you're already
you're
gay.
already gay. But the other segment that was on there, and he was very strict about, was, and this was maybe it was the gay episode, because he had in his Pinheads and Patriots, was Madonna. Madonna got pissed off that her daughter smokes. And her daughter is like, what is she, like 13 now, 14? She's underage. She's not
Yeah.
of the legal age to smoke. And Madonna was going on about how she's very upset that Lourdes smokes.
Thank you. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah. Lourdes smokes. So they had footage of
I'm
her.
only a part-time gay.
They
so-
had footage of her on like Today Show or one of these shows. And the interviewer said to Madonna, well, Madonna, you just did a music video. Throughout the entire video, you're smoking. You don't think you smoking in the music video is influencing anybody to smoke? That's kind of hypocritical. And Madonna goes, Well, no, because that makes me look like she kind of like backtracked herself and said, "Well, no, I have a right to smoke in my videos. This is, it makes me look sexy. It makes a point." So it was kind of a hip. So he made a comment, "You're a pinhead. Because you smoked in this video, your daughter is smoking."
Yeah.
So he was kind of like, so by watching Glee, then is it the same case then? So me watching this young African American gentleman, this kid wanting to be a woman, does that make me want to be a woman then if I watch it? It's like, or is it the fact that maybe
The fact that you-
genetically?
The fact that you dress up in women's
Yes.
clothing all the time.
Can I blame Glee for that? Is that the?
No,
But-
you were doing that long
But that's
ago.
the thing. I mean, he seriously was
You could
sitting there.
probably blame
His fight
Some
was
Like It
he
Hot.
sat there and he seriously was saying, if you don't have parents with the children telling the children this is only a TV show, like you don't think there's a genetic thing inside that child already that's going to make that kid go, hey, maybe I'm gay.
You know what it was? Bosom buddies.
Bosom
buddies made
Bosom
you a
buddies is what
transgender
made people transgender.
individual. You specifically.
Me.
It was your love of Peter Scolari.
It was my love of Peter.
Mhm.
My dream about Peter Scolari, which I would love to do.
That he'd be as famous as Tom Hanks.
No,
is right
what I
now.
want to do, this is kind of along those lines. I want to take every Tom Hanks movie, and I want to make a sequel, but make it with Peter Scolari.
Like Big 2.
Not
with
even that,
Scolari.
because Big 2 wasn't a big movie. I'm talking like the big.
Big
movie.
was a big.
I'm talking like Forrest Gump 2. I'm talking
like-
about like the big
like
Academy
Apollo
Award-
14.
Yeah, like like Castaway 2. Like the movies like that. Like right after Tom Hanks really made it big.
Oh, okay.
Because Big wasn't like the big breakout role for Tom Hanks.
Not
like,
so much. No,
No.
not so much as Forrest Gump.
Yeah, like I'm talking just take the big, huge. Like,
Speaking of which, Larry Crown was the HBO movie for Saturday Night last night.
okay.
I never wanted to see Tom Hanks and Julia Roberts die in a film more than Larry Crown.
Oh, wow.
An hour into it, the plot hadn't moved along. It
I've never seen the
really
movie.
hadn't. It was quite awful.
I've wanted to see Julia Roberts die in a movie since Pretty Woman. I hated that movie. I think Pretty Woman's one
You
of the
think
worst.
is it?
I think that's that's the most overrated movie. One of the most overrated movies of all time. That movie.
I think The Godfather is.
The Godfather. Which one? The
First
first
one
one. You think
sucked.
it's an overrated movie? Wow.
I'm just waiting to see if anybody says that in the chat.
What,
What is
you have
Chris
somebody-
Rose talking about? The Godfather sucked.
Wow.
Yeah, so I watched it. It was awful. My roommate Mitch couldn't even stand. Like he was kind of on his phone. He was texting and everything. And
Is that the one
it
about
was-
the guy that goes back to school?
yeah,
Haven't they made that movie already?
back to school.
Like 100 times.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that the guy in his like
There's Thornton
60s
Mellon.
to go back to school and he falls in love with his teacher? Isn't that's
Yeah, it was awful.
Right. I have not
To
seen
any
it.
fans of Larry Crown, I'm sorry.
It-
I watched like the very end where I see him hook up with Julia Roberts, and I go to my roommate Mitch and I'm like, spoiler alert, they die at the end. At least that's how I picture
Oh,
it.
okay. I was gonna say
They died in a
Yes, 'cause
horrible
Matt-
scooter-related accident.
Matt hasn't seen the movie yet, and he wants to see
They
it.
died in a horrible scooter-related
They
accident
died in a scooter.
in front of a film 101 class because you need to go back to it, Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but he didn't make the movie.
Yeah, he did.
He
directed
wrote
it.
it and directed it and
Yep.
all that.
Oh, really?
Like,
That was one of his films.
He wrote the thing.
Mhm.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, really?
It was awful. Awful. But hey, enough about movies that
So he went on to
came
like.
out
So
6
you mean
months
he was
ago.
sitting there making like all these World War II documentaries and docudramas on HBO, and then he turns around and makes this piece of like.
yeah, which
is that-
apparently I think he wrote in 1989 when movies were supposed to suck.
Is that what it was? Okay.
It's just been sitting there on a
It's
shelf.
been shelved, and somebody's like, they were sitting there saying, "Hey, let's make this into a Rodney Dangerfield comedy. Let's not
Yeah.
make this like a dramedy with Tom Hanks. That wouldn't work." Okay.
Oh, that's my rant for tonight.
Wow.
So what I'm thinking for next week,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna surprise you with it. Well, I'm
Oh,
surprising you now
wow.
with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a little experiment.
Remember to act surprised.
Okay, I'll
next
Remember to
week.
act surprised.
We're having a surprise party for you.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna create a manhunt profile for you.
Manhunt.
And by next Sunday, I want to see how many hits you get.
It's like a
Yep.
manhunt.
I'm gonna create a manhunt profile.
What is
for
man?
you.
Oh, is that one of those games?
Why?
like-
Because I'm bored. Yes.
Is that one of those? Is that like Grinder? Is that one of those?
That is very
gay,
much like Grinder.
Now that's
yes.
not the stalking one, is it? Where people like know where I am at 24 hours a day. Like I'm not gonna have like guys outside my window.
I think they
going,
can actually tell your distance.
Hi, where are you? Are you there?
I just
Wait a
wanna
minute,
say
am I
by
gonna get
next
mugged
week-
on Elm Street if I like this?
Probably.
If I'm coming out of the Mexican restaurant, are they gonna
I
be
wouldn't
like,
bend
outside?
over at all.
Are they gonna be like, "Hi there, were you watching Glee this
I'm
week?"
just gonna post your picture up and call you something like
Why?
Cuddles69.
Cuddles.
Cuddles69.
Bear.
Yeah, and there's a bear site too. I should probably get you. I'm bored. I got nothing going on
Cub
in my life.
lover.
This
Cub
is what it
lover.
comes down
There you
to.
go.
Cub lover.
That's
Cub lover.
horrible.
Yes.
That's
Cub
horrible.
lover.
Searching for my dream twink.
Just to see the hits.
Just to see what the hits. That's horrible. I don't want that. That could ruin me. I'm trying to be a Hannity lookalike. Come on, I'm trying to go out there like.
I think that would ruin you more. Be a Hannity lookalike.
I'm trying to go out as my one man show called Sean Hannity Out. That's what it's called.
Well, Hannity out.
Hannity Out. I think that'd be a perfect one man show. Actually, I'm
Oh.
thinking of starting a revival of Morton Downey. I want to be the next.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
a new Morton Downey.
Is there a Morton Downey the third?
You don't smoke, do you?
No, but we got those new like fake
Oh,
cigarettes.
that's
the
We got those,
e-cigarettes.
Like, we could just have those.
You could be Morton Downey the third.
Morton Downey the third. Just walk around with one of those like aqua cigarettes or whatever they call those now. The digi cigarettes.
Can you throw those at people
E-cigs.
though? Because you got to be able to throw it
Those
at
are
someone.
hard though.
Tell them
Those
to
are like,
zip it.
just zip it, pinhead, or whatever he used to say, and and have everything all staged, and have a bunch of neo Nazis in the audience, and that's what we need. We need TV like that. That's what we need back on the air. We need riveting news.
What we needed was Morton Downey in 3D.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
He
Well,
used to scream
wait a
at the
minute.
camera.
Now, they were able to have Tupac come back as a hologram. Could we bring back Morton Downey as a hologram and have him tour around?
And what's the
See
new
why
one? Left Eye? Lisa Left Eye
not?
Lopez.
Have they brought her as a hologram now? Are you
TLC wants to bring her.
kidding? Okay, really?
Now it's getting fucking ridiculous.
Really?
It is.
Really?
And the problem
And
is
it's only
once,
just begun.
Yes, that's it.
Are we-
It's just beginning.
And who started this? Was this CNN that really started this when they had all the holograms for the election coverage? Is that
Oh
really
yeah,
who
when
started
they were
it?
like,
When
here, look,
when
and
they-
it was a big graph. That,
No, wasn't it?
forgot
Wasn't
about
no? Wasn't it the elections where they had like Wyclef as a hologram, and like wasn't it Anderson Cooper that was talking to Wyclef as a
oh
hologram?
yeah,
during,
that's
like,
right.
And he's not even dead.
No, that's
No.
what I'm saying because he couldn't.
In fact,
be
he was in the
studio.
next room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
I'm right here. I'm in the
Yeah,
closet.
we're gonna use Wyclef as a hologram just to see how we can do it. But did anybody watch the correspondence dinner yesterday?
I missed
No,
it.
I missed it.
Wow, I'm surprised because it was riveting entertainment. It was better than any
Who hosted?
Saturday Night Live. It was Jimmy Kimmel, and he poked jabs at both sides. He made some distasteful comments towards Obama, which and Obama had a couple of comments that actually made his wife give him a dirty look. I was
Really?
so surprised. Yeah. Well, he made that comment. Yeah. Have you heard the comment he made about Sarah Palin?
No.
Okay, well, he made a comment about the hockey moms. Where remember the comment that was made, 4 years ago, where hockey moms with the pit bulls with lipsticks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he made the joke he made last night was he makes a reference to that, saying the difference between the hockey moms was the hockey moms were a pit bull with lipstick. Well, the difference are pit bulls taste better than the hockey moms. He basically made a comment because the stories have come out
Oh.
that he eats dogs.
Right.
They show the camera on Michelle Obama. She gives him a look like, why would you repeat that joke? Because obviously he didn't write his own jokes.
Right,
He's probably
right.
had the team of joke writers. She gives him this look like, why would you even say that joke? That's not going to come off well.
Yeah.
It's going to be misinterpreted any way you say that joke. It's going to be considered sexist. It's going to be considered like, the Republicans are going to use it against you.
Right.
Women are going to use it against you. She looked at it as, even as a woman, that's an offensive statement. And you see the camera on her face.
Yeah.
She's just shocked at him for even saying it. And
yeah.
nobody laughs. The audience is just silent.
Yeah.
He made another joke about Secret Service. They show the camera on his Secret Service agents.
Oh, that I
and-
did see.
And they give him like kind of just a stern but they're not going to laugh because they're Secret
No.
Service
Right. They
agents.
can't. They
They can't sit there and
react,
just
yeah.
go, "Oh my nigga, he's funny."
Yeah.
Like they
yeah.
can't sit there and start laughing, going, "You're one of the funniest people. I love you, my friend." You're at like a Chris Rock show. You can't
Right,
be laughing
right.
like that. And And I wasn't calling our president that. Don't, Secret Service, do not come after me because I used the N-word. I wasn't saying that he is one. I was just saying,
You say he was one of mine.
yes, I was saying, like, when you're at one of them shows, because he had, one of his brother, saying,
My brother from another mother.
my brother, you're funny. You're one of them funny motherfuckers. It wasn't like that.
Right.
But there was some other, like, he made he showed a video of a campaign video, which was about the Romney's dog. I don't know if you've seen that footage.
Oh yes.
Where
I
they
did
show
see
Air
that.
Force One with the
Mhm.
dog crate. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
With kind of poking a jab at that. He talking about will Obama have the 4 more years of socialist dogs riding in the sedans, luxury sedans, and
Yeah.
all this shit. But a lot of his jokes though seemed to kind of bomb a little bit because I think it was just bad writing.
Yeah.
And you would see the audience though, and you had like George Clooney in the audience, Steven Spielberg, the people you would assume would be in the audience.
The Hollywood elite.
The Hollywood elite, and they were just leaning in on every single word. And then Kimmel comes up, and Kimmel made a lot of jabs. Kimmel made a comment about they have a term for a president about you, and I don't think it's 2 terms. Like he made a comment like that to him.
Yeah.
He made a comment about remember when you were sitting around and everybody rallied around you and said this was going to happen and that was going to happen, and then he's making comments like that was really funny, wasn't it, that nothing of that happened. Like he kind of does make some jabs towards him. He made a lot of jabs towards I don't think that. He made a comment like, I don't think our country's not afraid to elect a Mormon president. They're just not going to elect Mitt Romney. Like, he made jokes like that.
I did like John Huntsman. He was a Mormon.
They did play a video that was one of those in memoriam videos for every single. No, that was on. I'm sorry, I'm confusing 2 shows because that was on Bill Maher.
That was on Bill Maher.
That was on
Really?
Bill Maher. Yeah, that was on Bill Maher.
Goodbye, douchebags.
Yes, that was on Bill Maher.
Or good riddance, douchebags.
Yeah, they had the in memoriam that they did, where they had and because you reminded me of the John Huntsman, where they had John Huntsman, actual candidate, when they had because they were naming on Bill Maher, they were showing all the different candidates, and he would have a couple of them would have the name, and it would say actual candidate.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it didn't seem like some of the previous correspondence dinners though had some funnier material.
Yeah.
And this one just didn't seem like it was as funny. Are you pulling up some of the stuff? Because
I was just reading on Yahoo.
Like
News.
Kimmel picked on his ears, like he picked on Obama's ears being too big, and it was like, I mean, Kimmel does a decent job as a roast comic, but some of his humor was a lot of insider humor. So when they were broadcasting it, like the average person, if they were sitting wanting to watch it, might not have gotten some of the insider jokes like he was saying.
Yeah.
Because he was using a lot of Congress people's inner battles. If you're not following all the different news stories, and they were saying on CNN right after, a couple of the correspondents on CNN were saying, well, if you're not like us who are following these on a daily basis, you wouldn't really have gotten half these jokes because it's a dinner for us and we know what he's talking about.
Right.
But you people out there in the audience watching this may not have gotten some of these jokes. So but he picked on Newt Gingrich, who was out there in the audience. He picked on Chris Christie.
Sorry.
Are you laughing at one of the jokes?
Yeah. Talk about Hillary. She can't stop drunk texting me from Cartagena.
Oh, I did hear that one, yeah.
Oh, textfromhillary.com.
But there was the Kimmel did make a funny joke about the thing from he was picking on the press secretary for Obama there and how
The Etch-a-Sketch one?
no, the thing about the
one more
Hillarys
recent.
because they when the woman came out there, the Hillary, what's her name, Hillary Rosen,
Oh, yes.
and Hillary Rosen had made the comment about Mitt Romney's wife has never worked a day in her life.
Right.
So when they had to kind of backpedal that whole comment, they called out the press secretary and they said to him, well, we noticed that Hillary Rosen has signed her name into the White House 47 times or whatever she's been, because they claim that she was not an advisor.
Right.
And he says, I know at least 3 Hillary Rosens. like, you know, and that was his statement.
Yeah.
So Kimmel makes joke of that and says, you know, at least 3 Hillary Rosens. You know, 3 Hillary Rosens. He's giving him a lot of shit about that. And he made a comment comparing him to Bill Clinton. And he goes, well, that must be Bill Clinton's worst nightmare, knowing 3, you know, having a room full of 3 Hillarys or something like that. And, it was like, and they were kind of showing people in the audience, kind of giving this look like, you know, there was some funny stuff, but it was mostly a bomb, because I've watched them in the past before, and there's been some really funny.
It's just because right now it's a common theme that we talk about on Matt Carrington Unleashed and We'll Let Large Gone Global. It's just it's so divided these days.
Yeah.
The political parties.
And there's a lot
We're
of
not
dirty
seeing-
politics going on.
What's that?
There's a lot of dirty mudslinging.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of,
And of course, you're going to see it until November.
it's good. I think it's gonna be a nasty election.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It already is.
Yeah.
But the image of a dog crate on top of Air Force One, to me, that's.
I mean, you have like, when you see the video, you have Romney sitting there on the steps of the Air Force One, it shows him waving, and you see like the thing strapped to the Air Force One, and it's but the I mean, one thing that's got everybody up in arms too is the video. I don't know if you've talked about it on Glenn Show or if you talked about it on Unleashed, about the new Obama video that has Clinton going on about Bin Laden's death, and how he how Mitt Romney would not have had the balls to make that. If Mitt Romney was in office, he would not have said, "Go kill Bin Laden." That's the new thing that they're all upset about. I don't know if you.
I caught something about that, but we haven't discussed it.
No. And that's the big stink right now that everybody's talking about. That I'm sure there's going to be. I haven't seen an ad yet. That's come out to counteract it, but
I haven't seen that. But you know why? You know where I think that comes from is, of course, because.
Well, he said the last election, didn't Mitt Romney come out and say that he wouldn't have spent all the time and energy, and focused funds, and actually going out and trying to. Like stalk or trap somebody, without, right.
Well, also too, any success that Obama has in foreign policy, the Republicans, because this is how it is now. No one gives any credit for anything ever. If they're the opposition, anything Obama succeeds at, the Republicans crap all over it. So even I forget what the reason is, what the Republican line is about. Oh, I remember now. Yes, because it's really the credit really goes to George W. Bush for killing Bin Laden, because all the Bush administration's work laid the groundwork for ultimately getting.
No, but don't you think though it doesn't matter who was in the office at the time? Like, don't you think any president would have given that order?
Actually, no, because he did. There was a risk.
Yeah.
They were only something like, I think 40% certain that Bin Laden was even there, and so that could have gone very badly. Yeah. Remember what happened during the Carter administration when he gave the order to go and rescue the hostages?
Yeah, well,
and we ended up losing three helicopters and a bunch of guys. Yeah. So there is a risk to a mission like that. So no, I don't think any president would have.
So you think anybody that was in that office, they could have sat there and they could have made a yes or no decision?
Right.
They wouldn't have thought of it. Just said, okay, let's just go ahead, let's just go for it anyway. You think it would have taken time, so he should get credit where credit is due. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have the credit, but we should also give credit to the people that actually the team that went in and did it.
Oh, definitely.
And the problem is
the men and women who've been serving.
They feel that in that ad though they're taking away a lot of that from those people though, because they do make it like a big deal, like it's almost like Obama's the one that went in and did it himself. And they're politicizing the whole event, and they shouldn't politicize it, though.
Well, in 2004, you had Cheney
Bush
keep
really
saying, well,
everything?
Our country is still safe, our country is still safe, but it's been the men and women of this country that have stopped attacks from September 11th.
But it's not a zero-sum game. It's not like there's only X amount of credit to go around.
And we're not safe. We're never going to really truly be safe.
No, but they use the fear-mongering.
Yeah.
No. And I mean, it's and that's the thing. I mean, we can never honestly say to anybody that we're 100% protected. We're always going to be 100% safe.
W didn't single-handedly kill Saddam.
No,
right?
But it was people in his administration.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like he was going around saying, "I got him, I did it, everybody." I don't know. Like it wasn't like he was. I mean, yeah,
They are pretty brazen.
he stupidly went out and they had the big mission accomplished.
Yeah, the Bush
That's
administration was
that
pretty
was
arrogant.
that was a big like total like failure right then and there.
Yeah.
like that was a big press failure to have that because it
Well,
was
it
like
was a
the war's over.
It was
you
a
know?
photo op.
Yeah.
The whole thing, Bush coming in
Yeah.
on the, in the flight suit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whole big. I
With
mean,
the-
come on. And I can't even
Yeah.
imagine Obama doing something like
Yeah.
No, I don't see him doing that. No, not coming in with the whole.
that. The flight suit was just
I can't
like,
see him coming in when Bin Laden was killed with the whole like dressed up in flight suit, coming
Right.
in, going,
The big foam finger. that
holding
says,
onto
"We're
his
number
head,
one."
Yeah, yeah.
holding onto Bin Laden's head. Hey, I got him.
Yeah.
Everybody, look, I got him. I
There he
got him,
is.
everybody.
I got him
But-
on a stick. Let's make him talk. Hello.
But it's
It's all right. It's all right.
but I don't know if it's something that we are on the year anniversary of it happening,
Yep.
like because today because it was during the last year's correspondence dinner he was planning and plotting
Yes.
everything going on, and that was going on kind of in the back of his head of everything going on. But,
Right.
people were poking fun at him and everything in the room, and he's deciding whether or not to make that mission happen
Mhm.
and signing off on the mission. Now the thing I thought was ironic though, and this is what I think is ironic about the whole thing, is Bill Clinton's the one that's in the ad going on about it.
Hmm.
And in all honesty, if it wasn't for and I'm not blaming Bill Clinton, but if
Per
it wasn't
se.
for what happened during Clinton's administration and the fact that there was failed intelligence during Clinton's administration and the fact that Clinton did not, and this is known about Clinton's administration, and Clinton's even come out and said even after the fact that he admitted to this, he refused to have any CIA briefings. He refused to even have any of the daily briefings from the CIA. There were intel that was there during Clinton's administration when it came to the whole Al Qaeda, the whole Bin Laden stuff,
Mhm.
that some of this stuff could have been taken care of back then. It's just ironic that you have him as the spokesperson in this ad,
Right.
because some of this could have been nipped in the bud then. And it wouldn't, who knows if 9/11 would have happened? Who knows? We don't know. Because
Right.
you can't go back in time. But there was, because of all the other shit happening with Clinton, with Monica Lewinsky, with the Whitewater stuff, with all the other shit that was going on with him and his other dealings and doings and all
Right.
that,
Right.
he was kind of keeping the CIA away from him. Whereas when W comes in, because of W's father, W had the CIA on top of him, because when you have somebody that was the former, his father being connected with the CIA that he was,
Yep.
you're going to want to know all the intelligence, and you are going to want to be annoyed by, you're going to want to annoy your briefings, and you're going to want to, because you got daddy over there in the corner saying, now son, CIA is important. So there were, from intelligence point of view, I just thought it was kind of funny watching these ads and seeing Clinton going on about, well, if Mitt Romney was in the office, he wouldn't have made that call. And, it's like, Bin Laden. And I'm just sitting there thinking in the back of my head, you're the son of a bitch
Right.
that didn't get that information. You had information, you put it on the side shelf, and you've come out and told people you knew that shit was there. And that's what bothers me about the ad, that they use Clinton as the spokesperson.
Yeah.
But he's
You
not
know.
blaming Clinton.
I'm
But
not
in-
blaming Clinton.
But in
no,
fairness,
but-
I think Clinton is just making the point.
Yeah.
And to your point, maybe he's the wrong guy to
he's
do
the wrong
it.
guy. Have somebody else do the ad.
Right. Right.
It's just
I understand,
hypocritical
yeah.
to have Bill Clinton, because he was the one in office. He was the one that refused to take the intel because he's too busy getting a blowjob from a
Right.
fat intern.
But you do realize, though, that the average American voter and
Well, Clinton's the one that
isn't
they're gonna
going
look
to. Well, the average American voter isn't going to think about it as deeply as you have.
at. No,
Like
No,
you've
they're gonna
actually
look at it.
analyzed this.
Yeah.
Most people, I mean,
Yeah.
they're-
they're looking at it as the ad of, and the people making the ad, of course, are smart because they're using Clinton, because
Right.
you're going to want to take the best president we've had in a long time in
Right.
the Democrats' eyes, because you're going to take, just like Romney's going to use Reagan as his
oh, of course.
agenda.
Are
Yes.
He's
they
going to
Are
do.
they gonna have a hologram of?
They're
Ronald
gonna
Reagan?
bring
That's
Ronald Reagan back as a hologram.
at the convention.
They're gonna
in
have a Reagan
Tampa.
hologram
Yes,
come out of
yes.
the convention.
That's gonna be-
You know what? That's how the convention's gonna open. You're gonna have Ronald Reagan come out on stage in a hologram.
Hello.
And it'll be a
I'm here for
brokered
me.
convention because Romney won't have enough delegates, and they'll
Yeah.
pick Reagan as their nominee.
The hologram of Reagan.
Yes.
will be the nominee.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, because-
wait a minute,
This sounds
can
like
we-
Futurama.
wait, Can we?
Like
Can
Reagan's
can
head.
Reagan run again though? But wait a minute, he's not alive. It's the hologram. Can we
That's right. It's Reagan 2.0. He can
It
run
It wouldn't
in
matter.
terms.
It wouldn't matter to your typical. I mean, no offense, Dan. I know you're a Republican, but to your typical Republican who sits around,
We can create-
masturbating the thoughts of Ronald Reagan all day long, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
money.
I'm pretty sure they would take a.
But
Would you not
what is
accept a
amazing-
holographic Reagan?
Yeah, but
over
well,
Mitt
here's the
Romney?
thing, though. Here's the thing, though.
I would.
I'm a moderate Republican.
Right.
Reagan was moderate, but people to this day think of him as being an extreme right-wing
know.
Republican.
I know. Yes.
And he wasn't.
I know.
But people today think he was. And it
Yes.
was like, and they still sit there and they think he's like the ultimate right-winger. And it's like, do people not remember the 80s? Do they not remember what he stood for?
Obama's going to be remembered as a huge left-wing
No.
fanatic, which he's not.
Right.
No, he's
It's
not
all
as
how we
left
wanna
as he's
remember
not
it.
as left as he's no,
Yeah.
and he's not as left as he's made out to be. He
But
is
I
a
think
little bit.
Republicans want to give Reagan the hero quality, so they'll
Mhm.
remember him as they want to remember him.
Well, I think it's and I mean it's there's really nobody that because we can't go to Nixon. We can't
Right.
we can't sit there.
Oh, they
and-
they call him a
Yeah,
liberal
sorry,
today.
yeah, what Nixon stood for, he is, because what he did in China and what he did there.
He started the EPA.
And he hated blacks
That's
and
horrible.
Jews.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
he did hate black. Well, that came out later. Well, yeah, that is horrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's more.
But,
Yeah. But
But people do. And you're gonna see yes, of course you're gonna use Bill Clinton. You're gonna try to use Bill Clinton as much as you possibly can because you're gonna get the votes because people are gonna be like, oh well, Bill Clinton did so much because Bill Clinton did so much when he was in
Yeah.
office and he did bring in and it was like and you're gonna have Mitt Romney. He's going to be going off of that whole Ronald Reagan pattern. He's going to be comparing himself to Reagan. He's not going to compare himself to any other
Yeah.
Republican.
and in
presidential
fairness,
candidate.
Romney does have Reagan-esque hair.
He does have
His hair
Reagan-esque
reminds
hair.
me of Reagan.
He does. He doesn't have the
And he has a Nancy-esque wife. So.
he doesn't have the Hollywood like friends.
True.
He doesn't have like a whole stable of actors. He's got Kid Rock backing him. He's got Ted Nugent backing him. He's got like who else
Ted
is he got
Nugent,
back-
Oprah.
He's
Yeah.
got he's got the country music people backing him. He's got some of those people like Larry Gatlin. The Gatlin brothers.
Your dad, I'm sure, is,
my
supports him.
father's a supporter. Yeah, my father's a supporter of Mitt Romney, but he's got he's got
My dad
the-
actually supports him.
your father supports Mitt Romney.
Yeah, he's a Romney guy.
He is
My
a
dad
Romney
was
guy.
liberal when I was a kid, but
Yeah,
he
he
changed.
kinda
over the years.
changed, didn't
Now
he?
he's much more conservative.
And your father's is in the isn't he a psychologist, psychiatrist?
Yes.
And he's turned Republican. Really? Or
Well,
is he
he's
more independent?
he's an independent like me, but I'm an independent who leans left. He's turned into an independent who leans right.
Really.
But he was a liberal when I was a kid.
Oh.
Wow.
Something changed.
Something went wrong there. Wow. Really.
Well, a lot of people get more
Let's
conservative as
let's
they get
analyze this. Let's get him in. Let's get him on the line. Let's have him
Yeah.
analyze. Let's find out what's going on.
Call us Mr. Connerton.
I was gonna say
Or Doctor. Is it Dr. Connerton?
No, you can call him Mr.
I remember he
He's
called.
not
Well, he
a-
called what show
Can I
was it?
call
He
him
called
Daddy?
in on. He called. I remember we had him on. We had him on the line in one of the shows. What was it?
Yeah, he called Stephen James Blake Countdown to Reality.
That's right. Because there was a
Countdown
book
to
you were
Reality.
talking about a book because there was a book that either he had sent you or there was a book that was.
Oh, there's that book, The Manchurian President.
That's what it was.
One of the,
Excuse
it's
me,
written
I
by
am so sorry.
friends of his.
It's been a long fucking week.
I think I've got the video. Okay, good.
The Manchurian President.
I have the video up now. I just got to embed it into the site.
The video, the opening credits that were shown in bootleg form.
Why
at
is
the
there no
beginning.
volume?
I don't know. Why is there no volume?
Our
There it
bootleg
is.
intro. Yes,
I'm just making sure it's working.
I see. It's almost taking us back to the old retro Spectrum days, isn't it? When,
Yeah.
I should have put a little Queen City pictures of different Manchester.
Oh, God.
What the hell's wrong with you? Need more duels in your system?
Oh,
You're-
apparently not. I'm O'Dooled out.
You're all dueled out. But you know what? I'm going to laugh when the convention does happen if they do have a hologram Reagan or something.
I
like that.
can see it
That would-
happening.
That would be amazing.
But yeah, it's that type of technology that, for the next few months, everybody's going to want to have it.
But I'm just wondering how many other, like, rock, rap, or any music stars you're going to see coming out holograms now. I'm wondering how many other tours. And are you paying, like, if Tupac is touring as a hologram, are you paying full price for this? Are you going to pay $100 to see Tupac live as a hologram?
See, what's going to happen
Are you-
when there's not
are
going to
you
be...
really-
What if that's just the act?
Yeah,
though?
that's what-
What if...
Well,
Because it was Snoop Dogg, they're the ones who created for their. Is it Coachella?
It was Coachella, but
Okay,
no,
so
but
they-
they're touring with it. No, they're actually
Right.
taking him out on tour.
Are they
So,
definitely? I know
what
they
if-
were looking into it.
What if
Yeah,
it's
they're gonna tour with
just? What if it's just Tupac though? Would you pay full
Well,
price
that's
to
what I'm
just see
saying.
the Tupac hologram?
Would you go see Tupac and Left Eye? Would you go see the two of them as like a duet hologram? But I mean, would you really like know it? Because they're okay. Elvis has been dead for a long time. They have an Elvis tour
Allegedly.
where they, well, you never
Allegedly.
know. Allegedly. We, you know, nobody has really, you know, really had the proof. He could be the guy at Denny's. But they have an Elvis tour that they don't have a hologram, but now they could use the technology to use a hologram. They have giant screens where they play his boys and footage of him from different like concert movies. But they have his original, or who's left of the original backing bands of the touring bands and things like that. And they've had this like ongoing tour that they play at like different, like Foxwoods have had it, you know, like they'll play them at the different like Vegas nightclubs, things like that. And they've had this Elvis the concert that they've done where people go out and they pay like between 50 to 150 bucks to see this. You're basically watching a movie of Elvis singing with a live band. So a recording of Elvis's voice with a live band.
Yeah.
Is that worth $100 to you to go see that? If you're an Elvis fan, is that worth $100?
If you're an Elvis fan, I could probably.
But
see
is it really worth it though? They're not really seeing Elvis. You're not seeing an Elvis impersonator. You're seeing a pre-recorded. It's like lip syncing. It's like lip syncing, but you're watching a video. So it's almost
Would you
the
pay
same.
$100 to see the Beach Boys, even though Brian Wilson's half dead?
Well, you're only.
Oh,
you
I'm
got
sorry,
one-
I'm an optimist. Half alive.
He's half alive. You have a half alive Brian Wilson. The other two Wilson brothers are dead, so you only have.
Pick it up, good vibration.
But aren't they touring with Wilson Phillips? Isn't it Wilson Phillips and Brian Wilson? Isn't that who it is? Isn't that the new Beach
You know
Boys?
how I feel about Wilson Phillips.
Isn't
right
it
now.
the Beach Boys?
I'm filing a lawsuit against Wilson.
I thought
Phillips.
I thought the new Beach Boys was Wilson Phillips, Brian Wilson, Al Jardine, and John Stamos. I thought that was the new Beach Boys, though. Isn't that worth the price?
Your Manhunt account has already gotten 3
Yes,
hints.
I got 3 hits.
by the way.
Wow.
You're popular with the
One
Bears.
of them is Peter White.
One is the Moose,
The Moose. Wow.
Joel the Moose Elliott.
One of them is this Glenn. One of them is called Queen News. We don't know what that means. Queen of the News. What is that? I don't get what that means. What kind of handle is that? Who's the Queen of the News? I don't get. Wow.
Oh, you're awful. You're awful.
I'm awful. What are you talking about?
Did you get back?
Oh wait, no, wait. Matt on the chat room saying that he might just create an account now
To see what you put on there.
Uh-oh.
He's lying. He's already got one.
All right, everybody.
But Matt's excited. He put
Matt's
it took
excited.
an hour,
If
but
you
he
go
put
to- Well, it took a long time to upload. It's actually a big file. Maybe that's why it wouldn't.
Yeah, but it's like a 3-minute like.
I know, but
video.
it took like 20 minutes for that to upload.
Well, I think it's because I
Ugh.
recorded it the best quality. Maybe that's what it is.
But so everybody, if you go right now to the VE page, or if you're already there, just refresh it. If you're watching the show, you can now play the video at your leisure of
Yeah.
the intro to tonight's
Leisure.
show.
And I'm sure when we have when you post the show, you can have the high def version of the intro at the beginning of the show, right? Not the cheesy.
No, I have no way to do that.
Oh, okay. So for people that want to be creative, they can click on the video intro, then they can watch the show.
Yes.
I see. All right. That works.
Sure.
I guess.
What the hell?
That works.
No, but it's there. It's in HD, and it's
in
on the
HD.
page. It's in
It's in
HD.
high definition.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know our site was high definition. That's pretty impressive.
I'll also put it under the new this week section on the page.
Wow. And I'd like to give credit to whoever the guy that did it. I wish I remembered the guy's name. We'll call him Jimmy.
Cuddle Bear 69.
Cuddle Bear 69. I like Queen of the News. I like that. Let's start an account for that person. Queen of the News.
Queen of the News.
Queen of the News in New Hampshire. I don't know if you noticed that in the opening credits, by the way.
I caught that. Yeah.
I did.
All right. New Hampshire, Queen of the News. Anyway.
I hear him starting around.
Uh-oh. I hope he's not napping, because, He's already unplugged us anyway.
Yeah, we're already off the air.
We're already off the air. We're already off the Queen City, Examiner site. We're no longer under that headliner anymore. So, but anything else exciting happen this week? Anything good? Anything? Anybody die? That's exciting news, isn't it?
Dick
Jonathan
Clark died
Frid
again.
died. You know that.
Who?
Jonathan Frid.
Oh, yes, Barnabas.
Barnabas, the original Barnabas. And you know what was weird about Jonathan Frid dying? Or the date he died? It was kind of weird timing. He died on the exact date that he premiered on
That
Dark
is odd.
Shadows. Yeah,
That is odd.
it was the anniversary of him.
Have you seen it?
Have I seen what?
The film adaptation of Dark Shadows?
It's not out yet.
Hasn't?
No, that comes out on May 11th.
Really?
Yes.
It's so weird. I see more commercials for that than I do for the Avengers.
Well,
which
now
comes out
they're
Friday.
giving it. See, that was the problem with Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows was not getting promotion when it should have been, because everybody was giving Tim Burton a hard time, saying, "Why are you not promoting it? Why are you not promoting it?" Like there was nothing. There was no posters. There was no promotion for it. And then finally, he finally released the trailer on Apple first. He put it on iTunes first, and then they were saturating the market with it. Some people are kind of complaining that it looks too comical.
But it did have.
But the
Comedy
TV show was
actually.
campy in some
No,
aspects,
look at
unintentionally.
There you go.
Well, I'm
Well,
gonna
that's for
probably for
outro.
the outro, I'm gonna have to do the same thing, right?
Yes.
It's not gonna play, so we're gonna have to.
That's what I'm looking forward to, though, as well as the Dark Shadows movie, which
And they do make and the thing
Jonathan
is,
actually did make a cameo.
he makes a cameo. Yeah, the four cast members from the original show make a cameo. Because I just read a book written by one of the original cast members where she talks about how they made a cameo in the movie, and she's talking about kind of like it's kind of an insider's thing about the making of the movie, as well as kind of a refresher of how the show was made and all the different spin-offs and things like that. So they basically, it was just kind of fascinating, and he was very upset himself because he was always kind of typecast with with the role. So, and it just goes to show you, though, he obviously was not a vampire because he did pass away. He did. die.
Yes.
So
Clearly.
clearly he was not really typecast in the role. But bless you.
Yes, just like any actor playing the Doctor who's died.
Yes,
Obviously,
Obviously,
they can't be the Doctor because
he's
they
not
died and
regenerate,
did not
so.
regenerate.
And that show should be coming back soon.
October. It's been pushed October.
Pushed
Bless you.
October. Usually they come on after Easter. I'm
April.
surprised, or,
Last year was April.
Yeah. So pushed to October, and that'll be one of those things where I just can't wait till that show comes back on
Yep.
the air. And I've been hearing rumors about that show too. So.
Yep. It's gonna be Rory and what's her name? Amelia. Amy.
Rory's last.
They're
Amy.
they're gonna be
Their
leaving.
last.
They're not saying how they're leaving, but they're saying they're leaving, and a new
Yeah.
companion will start.
Yes.
I'm just getting so tired. I don't know
Getting
what's.
tired.
I think there was a carbon monoxide leak at my house.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
It's not
My
good.
cats have been laying around all day
Your
Really?
cats have been laying around. Well, that's a
because
good
they,
sign.
they're so worn out from doing nothing. Lazy ass cats.
Yeah, your cats should get jobs.
Yes, they should.
That's what's wrong with this society today. Is cats don't work.
Nope.
I think we should start a.
Cats are
petition.
cunts.
Wow. Wow. I've heard that saying before though.
It's what was it? Insult comic. Triumph.
Triumph. Yeah, there's a song. Isn't
Yes,
there? Yeah,
he
that's-
wrote a
that's
song
true. Yeah,
called
that's
Cats Are
true. Yeah,
Cunts.
I was gonna say I've heard that before, and
Oh, 8 more hits for Dan
8 more hits. Wow.
for
All
your
right.
Manhunt account.
Man, wow, I have 8 hits. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Puerto
Wow.
Rican lover.
That's quick.
Says, "Hey, what's up?
Wow, that's quick.
You live in New."
All right. What'd you do? Take a picture of me sitting here? Wow.
Yep.
I don't even know where you got my photo. That's crazy.
Meantime, picture of me on the bearskin rug has still got nothing.
Wow. No, that goes to show you a lot right there. So that means I'm gonna have to watch Glee then. That means I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go home and turn on the Netflix and start catching up on Glee.
Like you don't watch it already.
'Cause
Well,
he-
you should watch it with your dad.
I
So you don't
I
turn
need
into a
to
transsexual
or
Yeah,
something.
because I may. Well, no, and the only episode I watched was the Lady Gaga episode. So could that have been any
Oh,
more
that would make
gay?
you extremely
Was
gay.
that- is
That
that
pushes
any
you right into gay.
Now, I did watch Dancing with the Stars recently, too. Does that make me gay, too, for watching that?
No, I think that just makes you old.
That makes me old.
Really? I think that's a metrosexual thing.
Is that a
wouldn't it be?
metrosexual?
I think that's for the elderly.
Really?
Is that? Really?
Yeah.
Watching all those men with, like, the shaved chest dancing around.
Look at that Melissa Gilbert. Or is it Sarah? Which one is on there?
Well, no, it's Melissa Gilbert.
Yeah.
She's on there. Melissa Gilbert was on, yes.
Urkel.
But the
Is he still on there?
Urkel. I don't follow. I only watched it because Kiss was on it for two
Yeah.
nights, and I
Yeah.
watched it for their performance, and I was
For the elderly, see?
I just I was still baffled. It was a smart marketing, but they didn't really market anything. Like they didn't promote their new album. They just promoted their new tour. But it was like, I don't know. I don't know if it hurt them or helped them. So.
Well, they can't hurt. Any publicity can't hurt.
No.
Right.
But those type of things are those ones that you have those dickheads that always like come out and go, oh, how could they? How could they?
Right.
But it's like, but if you look at the history of them, for the help, they were in that Avengers movie for the
Yes.
I mean, come on, like it's like,
Yeah.
that's gonna help them, but that's gonna bring them in. But people were all complaining like, how dare they go on Dancing with the Stars? Like when they went on American Idol a couple of years ago, how dare they do a duet with Adam Lambert? That was the worst marketing decision they could ever have done. How dare they?
Yes.
So, damn it!
Damn
How
it.
dare Ted Nugent do that? I heard there was another show that Ted Nugent got kicked off of.
After
Oh,
the
really?
Army.
Yeah, it's another one after the Fort Knox base kicked him off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was another. This one was another military one. It was one that they were gonna. I can't remember what it was now, but another military. It was a fundraiser. It was one of these things where it was I can't remember what it was now, but it was something where money was being raised for either not Wounded Warriors, but one of these type of events, and Ted Nugent was asked not to be there.
Right.
So he kind of shot himself in the foot for somebody that's a gun guy. That's kind of not, kind of a.
Yeah.
But again, I support freedom of
I think
speech.
he's a dude.
There was a canceled Kentucky concert.
Maybe that's what it is. But there was one of those.
Kentucky Armory Post after his yeah.
One of them was going to like charity, and they were just kind of like, "Are you an idiot?"
Yeah.
They were just like, you don't threaten lives of people, even though it was kind of out of context, but still,
You tarded.
I don't know. He
He didn't blatantly say, "I'm going to kill Obama." He didn't blatantly.
How else
say
do you
that.
take that, though? That's the thing. How else do you say if Obama wins re-election by this time next year, I'll be dead or in jail? I don't know how
Well,
else to
that-
take that. Not that I literally think he was going to.
No,
But
no,
how
no.
else do you take
Yeah,
that?
that you could take it as a threat, or you could take it as just some inbred idiot.
Right.
Like you could take that. I mean, but the thing about that statement, though, they weren't playing that statement. Every single news channel was playing the Braveheart statement as the threatening statement.
Which is kind of burying the lead.
And that
Yeah.
was the one that was kind of like, he's basically
Right.
saying we have to be like Braveheart
Right.
and go out there and chop all their heads off in November.
Right,
That was not a threatening statement.
Oh, I agree. That clearly is a
And
metaphor.
it was like,
Yes.
yes, the thing about I'll either be dead or in jail,
That-
that could be construed as, okay, it's an open-ended, you didn't blatantly say I'm going to go out and assassinate somebody, but you're making kind of like, okay, it's kind of like a Robert De Niro Taxi Driver moment there. Yes,
Yeah.
you're a buffoon. You've always
Yeah.
been a buffoon,
Yeah.
but it's fucking Ted Nugent.
Right. Right.
He said shit like that always. Now, you got to realize, where was he? He was at an NRA convention with a whole bunch of other buffoons that were sitting there going, yeah, with their guns in their hands.
Right. But part of the argument, though, about why this was so bad was because, in a way, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because, he may be in a room with a bunch of buffoons, but these are potentially dangerous buffoons
Yes.
because you could argue, maybe Ted Nugent isn't really going to try to kill
No, but
Obama.
but somebody in that room is.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
He's
And
inciting
and
others.
the funny thing is, too, and this came out, too, at the same time, there were some Secret Service agents at that convention there in the audience.
I didn't know that part.
There were
Really?
agents there that were, gun owners, because
Yeah.
there are people in law enforcement and Secret Service agents who, of course, are members of the
Of course.
NRA.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there were people there that were sitting there in the audience that were all in the same type of attitude of going, all right, yeah, our guns. Guns, God, and money. All right. And it's like, and he's sitting there, you say it, Ted. And it was like, but I mean, yeah, you might have had like a guy named Earl who probably sat there and said,
My name is Earl.
wow, Ted Nugent's got a point there. Well, I don't want Ted to go to jail or be killed because he wrote Cat Scratch Fever. He did Free for All. He did that Wang Tang Poontang song. I better be the one that strings that Negro up.
Wow.
I am
So-
Spartacus.
Because I'm the one that's going to go and listen to my Hitler. And I'm going to go and but, and I mean, maybe that was a little worse than, Hank Jr. comparing him to Hitler, because at least he didn't say,
Right.
he didn't say, let's
Right.
let's bomb Obama's bunker. He wasn't saying that, but it just, it was such, but when you saw the footage of it, that was so funny though, because they kept on playing him going, we got to be like Braveheart and get Hillary and all these others and just chop them off in November. And it's like, okay.
Right. No, that clearly is a metaphor.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, who are you threatening there? Mel Gibson? Are you going to put blue paint on your face now, Ted? And I'm like, really? And him getting canceled from this REO Speedwagon Sticks tour, who really loses? Nobody.
Who is a winner?
The audience is actually winning because I think they're, I think they're getting any money to replace them, actually. I think
Who is a winner in that situation?
yeah, I think I am for having a ticket to the show at Meadowbrook now because, I think we got Trickster opening up for him now or whoever. Whoever they're gonna dig up, who do we say last week? BTO or whoever it was, whoever they're gonna get to
Rat.
play, rats, it's just because I don't know. You didn't see the farewell tour in 2000, right? You refused to go to that show
Right, yeah.
where Ted Nugent opened for them, and
Yeah.
it was like Ted Nugent had a 30-minute set where he talked about filthy Mexicans, talked about homosexuals,
Yeah.
and shot an arrow through a buffalo head and played maybe a 20-minute version of Stranglehold.
Yeah.
And it was like, and that was his show.
Yeah.
And, for him to come out and say, hi, we're here in Mansfield, Massachusetts. Do we have any filthy Mexicans here? And like, no, we're not near that area. It's like, I know we're
Wrong
here
fence,
to,
wrong fence.
and he's over here and he's like, we're here at the Kiss Farewell Tour. We got any filthy faggots? Any faggots like Kiss? And it was like, what? Ted, just play fucking Cat Scratch Fever, right? We just saw a group that pretended to be Skid Row. Can you please just play a song, Ted? And he would have his flaming bow and arrow, and he came out in like a loincloth, and he started like preaching his bow, and I'm like, just do a damn Yankees song, at least, do High Enough or something. Where's Jack Blades? Can you bring it? I mean, I was just like, I was mortified just for that. I was like, really? These tickets weren't free because that was an outrageously priced show, and I'm like, really, Ted? Really? They picked Ted Nugent, and I think that was like the 5th time that he was an opening act for them, like in their history of having opening acts. So I'm thinking,
So he's had a chance to hone in his skills.
it's just like really, and I'm like, just thinking like, who in their right mind is sitting there in this audience going, wow, this is great.
Well, how was the audience reacting?
Well, the audience
Well,
just
the
sitting there like
faggots were
going,
very
what?
offended.
Just, like, but it was just like, filthy Mexicans. Oh yeah, because the Mexicans love Kiss. Yeah, and there's a lot of Mexicans there at those heavy metal shows. But it's just like, I'm like, really? But I mean, just like again, you're not at a political rally, and it was just one of those things. And he was going on and on and on and on. It was like being talked, like just going on about his politics, and I was like, I'm just yelling at the stage. Just play a fucking song, please. It's like it's all right to go and say, all right, here's a song I wrote. It's about me killing a fucking deer because you reminded me of a filthy Mexican, and then play a song. That's fine.
Right. Yeah.
All right, as a joke, fine. But not go on for 20 minutes talking about the filthy Mexicans and how we got to shut down the border, talking about, and then just take an arrow out and point to his guitar and say, this one's Pablo. And shit, it was like, so I just, when that whole news story came out, I'm like sitting there thinking, who the hell is taking him seriously? Like, is this, Like, when did he sell an album? You're in the industry. When was the last Ted Nugent
Oh,
album being sold
I
on
don't
a
know.
major label?
I'm gonna guess and say 1982.
Like, was he really? I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't Damn Yankees or
That's not counting Damn Yankees.
no, but I mean,
But-
and then he tried to do that super group that was on VH1.
yeah, and
where
then he
they-
refused to tour with them.
And
so.
they never released the album because he
No.
refused to sign off on it. And then he
Yeah.
had that outdoor network show where he used to bury people in the ground.
What?
And he had a show on. I think VH1
Is this
played
a
it for a
Bible
while.
thing?
He had this Ted Nugent thing where it was his house, and they brought these people into his home, and he made them like hunt wild animals. He would bring them out into the wilderness, bury them alive, and like you had to like survive with the Nuge. It was like surviving the Nuge or something.
I think
like
I
that was the
remember.
name.
Yeah, okay. I think I remember hearing about this. Surviving
was,
Ted Nugent. Is that
Yeah,
what
it was
it's called?
something like that, and it was like he would
For
throw
surviving
them out,
Nugent?
like he would throw them out in like a speedo, out in like sub-zero temperatures, out in the backyard of his house,
Yeah.
with like a book of matches and like an arrowhead, and then throw them in a pit of wild boars and be like, "All right, you go out and survive." You know, whoever wins gets to have dinner with me and Cheryl, or whatever his wife's name is. All right, that's a great show, Ted. Thanks. Whoever wins gets a copy of Free for All signed by me. All right, Ted. Thanks. So I mean, and I'm sure the Secret Service probably took 10 minutes and just like they brought him in a room and they
Yeah.
said, "All right, Ted, listen, just shut up. All right, just we know you're not going to kill the president. We know you're not a psycho, right?
Right.
We
Just
know
say
you
yes.
we know you're just a loudmouth. We know you say stuff like this all the time. We were at the same convention. You know, we believe the same things to some extent. We got to work for the guy, so we can't agree with you all the time.
Gotta work for him.
we got to work for him. He may be trying to take away our guns. There's no proof of that, Ted. He's never come out and said he wants to take away guns, Ted. Obama's never said anything about guns. So we don't know where that's coming from, Ted, but it's okay. Are you going to kill him, Ted? No? Okay, well, why don't you just go back to your ranch? Just shut up for a while, Ted, please. Your 15 minutes are over.
Yep.
15 years ago. But I mean, there's worse things. There's worse things that have been said. And I mean, I know you were comparing like the whole, again, everybody that was up in arms about the Dixie Chicks never said they wanted to kill Bush.
No.
They never said, we here in Texas want to string him up. We're upset. If we go back to Texas, we're going to be dead. Me and my sisters. We're either going to be dead or in jail if we go back home. Me and my sisters. Well, isn't there two sisters?
I don't
and then
know.
Natalie
I don't-
Maines. Yeah, there's the two sisters, Natalie Maines.
Right.
I just know there's
Right,
one who plays
she's-
the violin.
She's not a sister, and there's
Right.
the two
Right.
sisters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. The fat one and the two sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like-
Wilson Phillips?
Yeah, Wilson Phillips. Yeah, that's the same group, right? Didn't Wilson Phillips go on record one time to say they're going to kill the president?
Yep.
Did they say that? We can start
Hold
that
on for
rumor
one
tonight.
more day. We're
But,
gonna
you
kill
know,
him.
but no, they just basically they just said they were. But I mean, in all honesty, anybody, you have the freedom of speech, and you should be able to speak your mind as long as you're not threatening anybody.
Right.
But you shouldn't like at a time of war, no matter what, you shouldn't be like, you should be proud of your country.
Right.
And you shouldn't be bad-mouthing your commander-in-chief anyway. Like, he
No.
shouldn't be bad-mouthing his commander-in-chief. They shouldn't have been bad-mouthing their commander-in-chief. You should be like, especially if we have other countries sitting there saying
I don't
America
agree.
sucks or whatever. I mean, he should say, hey, they should have said, we're disappointed with the way our country is being handled. We don't like Bush as a president. Fine. That's what they should have said. That's their freedom of speech. They should have said that.
Right.
But they're just stupid because they were saying it to their audience that was predominantly what? Bush supporters. So they shot themselves in the foot. Just like
Well, they were
they
in overseas. They were in England when they said it.
but they killed their reputation here is what I'm saying.
Sort of.
The
The audience changed.
They're
I think in the long run, it actually helped them.
but are they successful today? Aren't they
Yeah.
two groups now? Because I thought they have a new group now. I thought the
Well,
two
the
sisters
the,
have
the
their
two
own,
sisters, because Natalie Maines took a break,
Like, yeah, isn't she
so the
like-
two sisters have Courtyard Hounds.
Yeah.
But now they're working on a new album together, I think.
But didn't it for a while, and I think didn't they even do a
I think it hurt
documentary
them for
about
a
it?
while.
Where they talked about how they
Yeah,
really thought
it's
was
called
a big
Shut Up and
mistake.
Sing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying though, I think Ted Nugent, it's not hurting his career because he doesn't really have one.
Right. He's a has-been.
But because of his demographic are all like, all right, Ted. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all like, yeah, you're standing up.
Yeah.
It's not hurting him. With them, it was a case of their demographic here was a bunch of Texas hillbillies that listen to country music
right.
that supported George Bush is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Country radio.
Yes.
Really.
That's what they
turned
country
it back
radio is
to.
the ones that said "fuck you, Dixie Chicks." We're
Right.
gonna take you off the air.
Right.
That was foot and mouth syndrome. You have to know who your demographic is.
Right.
So if you're gonna say something bad about your Texas president to you're in England, you're overseas saying something bad about your country. That was the problem. Is you're in another country saying bad things about your country. Getting back to a country audience, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's
Right.
what I'm talking about. You have to know who your audience is and be smart
Oh
enough.
yeah.
That's the problem. Ted Nugent's audience is still behind him. Those people
Right.
that are going to shows that didn't cancel Ted Nugent, they're still sitting there. They're probably wearing T-shirts. We're with you, Ted.
Yeah.
I'm going to be dead or in jail. I'm sure you're going to see,
Oh, yeah.
there's a marketing campaign already behind that. I'm sure with
yeah.
for the 18 people that like Ted Nugent,
Yeah.
you're going to see those guys in that audience.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
With denim jackets with
Yeah,
the
with the-
Confederate
yeah,
flag
with the
sewn
Confederate-
into them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big moose head in
Oh,
the
yeah.
back.
Cut off.
Yeah,
You're
oh,
gonna
yeah.
see those people with
Yeah.
the fur on the
Yeah.
collars. He didn't really. I don't think it hurt anything in his career that he has.
No.
He still
Well,
has.
except he lost a couple of paydays on those shows that were canceled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it did hurt him that way.
but I
It hurt
mean,
him
are
in
they
the
really?
wallet.
Was he really getting? I mean, he was the opening
But
act.
yeah, if you're a Ted Nugent
know.
fan, you know what you're getting yourself into.
I mean, he obviously.
I'm gonna guess and say he gets 10,000 a show.
You think that? Because I was thinking probably about 5 to 7.
Really?
For that. He's the third bill for REO Speedwagon and Styx.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a big tour.
But
It's
he's
not even.
before Cheap Trick, so that
He's like,
Yeah.
no, Cheap Trick's opening for Aerosmith this year, so they're at least on a fairly decent tour. But it's like, but I mean, he's the one that shows up. He's getting the 10, 15, 20-minute slot maybe because they know he's only going to play 2 songs and then sit there and bitch and moan. So it's like he really
Yeah.
half the audience isn't even going to be there. You go to shows, you know that nobody's going to be there for him anyway. The people that are going to be there are the people that are going to be there to see Ted Nugent.
Right.
That are really going to be there at 7 o'clock, 6:30, whatever time that show is going to start.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we're talking Styx REO Speedwagon. This is a show that's going to end early because people have to go to bed.
Right.
This is not a late night show.
Right.
So this is starting at about 5:30. So
so they can get their tea.
so he's on.
Ted's on
You
at
know,
5:30.
we're talking blue plate special. So he's on about 5:30, 6 o'clock. The 15, 20 people in the audience are there to see Ted Nugent. So they're not
Yeah.
paying him a lot anyway. So he's not really losing much,
Yeah.
in the long run. So I don't think it's hurting him that much. He's going to
Yeah.
make it up in his God's gun and money.
I mean, he's wealthy anyway. I'm
you
sure
know.
he doesn't care that much.
No, because he makes a lot of money in his beef jerky.
Oh
He
yeah.
makes a lot of money in his. He does. He has his own weapons.
Oh yeah.
He manufactures I
He's
think
got his own little empire going.
he's
Yeah.
I think he makes clothing. I think he has all these. Do you ever think of Justin Bieber?
What?
Stop violence against women. And it's a picture of Justin Bieber all beat up.
The caption above it is Chris Brown must be
That's awesome. That's
Chris
awesome.
Brown must be
Chris Brown
stopped.
should be stopped.
I had to bring
Wow,
I had to bring a little Bieber into this.
little Bieber.
A little
Now,
Bieber.
if Bieber ever comes out and says something against any president, now if Mitt Romney were to be
Well,
elected
Bieber is
have a lot of-
Canadian.
He's gonna have a lot of tweens following
Yeah.
him. Like the tweens will take care of President Obama. If
let's say Mitt Romney gets elected and Bieber comes out and says something negative about Mitt Romney, being a Canadian little Bieber, he comes out and says, hey, Mitt Romney, Mormons suck or something like that. I'll never play America ever again. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think anything will happen.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. Oh well.
Want to wrap up?
I think my Ted Nugent sounded a lot like angry Paul Cormier, didn't it? A little bit.
Yes.
Did it?
A little bit. Kind of bit, a little bit.
Kind of, sort
Kind
of.
of like. All right, so I'm gonna play Killer Charisma to get us out of here. Are we gonna
Yeah.
bootleg it on the we're gonna do a bootleg style on the camera.
And
Little-
hopefully we
little-
can get our engineer out here to.
A little Killer Charisma. And if anybody doesn't know Killer Charisma, he is on he's a new sensation on the YouTube. He is on Tosh 2.0. He is all over the place. He's the new
There he
club
is.
sensation. This is he's becoming big. He's like a 15, 16-year-old kid. He's the next Rebecca Black. He's the next Friday. This song is going to be the newest hit song out there, and it's about all the ladies on Facebook. And yeah, go to his web his Facebook, Killer Charisma with a K. I learned about him on one of my idols, Howard Stern, but he's been on a lot of Red Peters has had him on lately, and some other people. So we're gonna leave. Any plugs going out before we leave?
No, same old. Amsterdam, 11 p.m. Wednesday nights, Eastern, TV23 and IPMNation.com. Matt Connerton Unleashed. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, IPMNation.com. Peter White Show airs just before Verbal Ejaculation, Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. There's a second edition of Matt Connerton Unleashed available on Saturday's live edition.
Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Saturday at 10 a.m. And some show on Friday nights that nobody cares about. So, I do it because I love. Roulette at Large, Gone Global. IPMNation.com Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And catch us next week. We'll be back for an all-new Verbal Ejaculation, 9:30 p.m. Catch the podcast during the week. We will see you all next week and enjoy our outro.
Oh, hold on a second.
Where's your sound?
I need to turn on my sound.
How come I can't find this guy online?
Killer Charisma
Yeah.
is with K's.
Oh, that's why. Oh, there we go.
I just want to take this time, talk to the sexy ladies on my friends list on Facebook. This song is for you because nothing that I can say can explain it better than this song right here. This is for you, baby. I'm talking to you. I be feeling all alone at night, feeling so lonely. I want you, girl, to be my tenderoni. I log in on Facebook and I start to look at them pics, and it made my dick so hard. I feel the pressure rising, girl, rising for you, and I'm finna jack off to you. Girl, you got me feeling like I love you, and I want you. I'm jacking off to you. I'm jacking off to your Facebook pics, to your Facebook pictures, your Facebook pics, your Facebook pictures. You see the lotion, and it's the motion. I'm jacking off to you, girl. I'm jacking off to you. Jacking off to your Facebook pics. Yeah, I'm jacking off to you. And girl, I swear it's true. I'm jacking off to you, girl. If you take a picture with your booty out, I'm I'ma jack off to him. Take a picture with your titties showing. Just to know a nut is what I'ma blow. I'ma blow on my computer screen. And it's gonna look so clean. I wanna lick your shit, girl. I wanna lick your booty, girl. Let me touch your toes, girl. I wanna give you massage. And I see that booty, girl. Big like Nicki Minaj. Girl, you got me feeling like I want you. I'm creeping on your Facebook page, girl. Checking off to you, girl. Checking off to you, girl. I even used two hands sometimes. I even used two hands sometimes. And I got the grip, girl. 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 And I'm checking off to you, girl. Checking off to you, girl. Cause I want you to know, girl. I'm checking off to you, girl. My penis loves you. My penis loves your body. But I know I can't get you in real life. So I just take the lotion. And I jack off all night. I'm jacking night away. I jack the night away. My lotion is here to stay. I jack the night away. It's my best friend. It's gonna be with me to the very end. It's my best friend. Oh, checking off to your Facebook pictures. I hope that you don't think that I'm a creep, but I'm checking off to you. I'm checking off to you, girl. I'm talking about you. So be careful about what you post. Don't post no big booty pictures or no titties showing. Cause I'ma check off just like this. Just like this, girl. Just like this. Just like this, girl. This for you, girl. Checking out to your Facebook pictures. Checking off to you, girl. I'm naked right now, girl. I only have my shirt on. Now I'm finna get my squirt on. So if it's gonna be true, I'm about to jack off to you. So if you a sexy girl and you on my Facebook friend list, I'm about to jack off to you. I'm about to jack off to you. So if you're a sexy girl on my friends list, and you posting pictures, just know the jack off bandit is on the loose. I'm jacking off to you.
It's a creepy smile at
Like-
the end.
I think Chris, you know that guy.
Okay, we're on. I think I used to babysit him.